from Dunes West.
Meet record in this event was set again by another person we know, Willem Gadecki from Ion swim team, no longer in this league, 26:47 way back in 2015.
Good swimmers from that Ion swim team. I miss seeing them here at the CCAA champs. Let's talk more about some backstroke technique. Looking at the legs, we've mentioned this weekend that you want a nice small kick, small and fast. Definitely don't want those knees coming out of the water. So if you think about the way we walk as people, we don't lift our knees and march when we walk, so we don't want to march through the water.
Right. And that's, yeah, that's also just creating drag. If your knee is coming up, then your foot's coming down. It doesn't help you float any, which is really what we're trying to do.
I would venture to guess that the swimmer in lane 4, Finnegan, is a good breaststroke. You can kind of see breaststroke, those natural breaststrokers want to try to push that water the way breaststroke kick does.
All right, moving on to heat 2, we're going to have James Taylor in lane 2 from Shadow Moss. In 3, Jeremy Garza from Chamalon. 4, Caleb Anderson of Fort Johnson. And in lane 5, Ethan Freer from the Newington swim team.
Coming off that backstroke start, you do hope to get a little bit of height to throw your body back, but we've mentioned these touch pads are slippery, so some folks choosing to just play it safe and get in on their back and do what they can. No arching, no arcing. Coming off the turn here, good job getting some underwater kicks in. If you can push off that wall and maintain, another coach that we know, Jessup Zatkowski, used to talk about it being free speed. So if you can push off that wall and get that free speed and remain aerodynamic, it is going to help you. In that heat, lane 2, James Taylor from Shadow Moss takes heat 2, unofficial time 35:17.
I always tell my swimmers the times where you're going the fastest in swimming are off the blocks and then off all the walls from there on out. So you're trying to maximize that, exactly, as you said, free speed as much as you can. Coming up is we have heat 3, our first full heat. Lane 1, Mitchell Jackson at the bottom of your screen from Pine Forest. And 2, Andon Evans from James Island. 3, Will Zielke from Daniel Island, excuse me. 4 is Aiden Peterson from Asheboro. 5 is Will Crimes from Park Shore. And 6 is Arlen Smith from the Northbridge Terrace.
Something, similarity between freestyle and backstroke, they're both what we call long axis strokes. So swimmers, if you imagine your spine, a pole going through the top of your head, down to your spine to your tailbone, you're rotating around that pole.
Yep.
You don't want to break the pole by shifting your hips left to right. So you'll see that as swimmers do this backstroke, rotating around that pole.
Absolutely. Lane 2 winning that heat in a time of 35.08. That was Andon Evans from James Island. And yeah, that's a big contrast from the short axis strokes, butterfly and breaststroke, where you're sort of rotating about your hips up and back and forth. And that's why you see a lot of swimmers tend to be good at either one or the other group of strokes. Coming up here, we're going to have heat 4. Ellison Willingham from Hobcaw is in lane 1. Lucas Cannon from Coosaw Creek is in 2. Andrew Decker from the Summer of Hawaii in 3. Ethan Jones of Asheboro is in 4. Andrew Nichols from Hobcaw is in 5. And Brandon Schwartzberg from Crowfield in 6.
Biggest difference about backstroke than the other strokes, obviously you're on your back, but the other 3 strokes you have the ability to work the front quadrant, as coaches call it. So you've got a high elbow, fingertips down, but on your back you're using muscles that aren't as strong there to kind of W your elbows and then push down through your hips.
That was lane 5. Excuse me, lane 5. Andrew Nichols taking that heat in a time of 33.6.
Andrew Nichols runs a successful lawn mowing business with his brother Daniel just around the neighborhood. These kids are swimming this summer, but they also have jobs and earning and saving money, hopefully for the College Planning Center to help them.
Gotta let them have a little fun in the summertime. All right, here we go. Moving on to heat 5. Let me turn my page here. Heat 5, we have Turner Long from Park Shore in 1, Luke Nixon from James Island in 2, Josh Baruti from Newington in 3, Connor Tedesco from Shadow Moss in 4, Chase Ringler from Pine Forest in 5, and Connor Koshian from Legend Oaks in 6. As we see, it looks like Luke Nixon is going to take this heat in a time of 31.83.
Another difference here, oh, I'm sorry, James. Another difference here is obviously you're starting in the water at Backstroke. The other strokes you dive in. Some, I guess, what did you like to use to jump in or splash your face before a race, or just dive in and go?
Yeah, for me personally, I liked just getting in and going. I was a kid who would get caught in there, and still do, get caught in their head too much, so I would just want to get it over with. Getting in the water and be like, oh, you know, how's the water?
Between the ears, it's the most important stuff.
Oh, absolutely. Here comes heat 6 in lane 1, Brady Newton from Northbridge Terrace. 2 is Legree Mansfield from Sneed Farm. 3 is teammate Kai Russell. 4, Noah McCanna from the Somerville Y. 5 is Julian Ford of the Country Club. And 6 is Joe McBride from Crowfield. Looks like, let's see, I don't know, 1 or 4. We'll give it to lane 4, 30.53. Noah McCanna is your winner. Followed closely by lane 1, Brady Newton.
Coming up to our final heat, heat 7 of 7. We'll see if anyone can touch Willem Godecki's record, 26.47, set in 2015.
All right, the lane assignments in this heat. In lane 1, at the bottom of your screen, Jack Austin, again, son of Mike Austin, who's done a great job getting all of this put together. James Winterfield from Country Clubs in 2. 3 is Gray Gladwell from Chamalon. 4, Luke Brousseau from the Coosaw Creek. 5 is Ethan Griffith from Daniel Island. And 6, also from Long Point, Ryan Shokes.
Jack Austin had a great start in underwater kicks. Powerful. Coosaw Creek,
Jack
lane
Austin
4.
Out in 1, but I think that's lane 4. Luke Brousseau is still your leader. But Austin and Gray Gladwell challenging. Also Ethan Griffith. I believe that, yeah, Luke Brousseau, 28.81. Not quite Willem's record, but